What's up, everybody? Fresh in from the butcher shop. You know what I'm saying? It's the first good spring day, springish day for 2019. So you already know I got a blessed. Got myself a black bag of goodies. Y'all want to see what's inside? Welcome to the Cooklyn channel. Shop. I wanted to make an early lunch of this, but got caught up doing a little bit of spring cleaning and so forth. So it's gonna be something like early dinner, snack. I don't know. This probably hold me over. On the weekends is so much hustle and bustle. I may only eat one meal a day. I don't know. So, you already see. Like the butcher paper is out, you already know. Shout to Tony's Meats and Deli on Nostrand Avenue in the heart of Brooklyn. That's where I shop a lot of times to get just, when I run in and run out, get a nice piece of steak. Tony's is always there for me. And shout out to my guys over there at Tony's. I felt generous today, so I'm gonna not only feed myself, I'll give something to the troops too. So one for me, one for them, something like that. All right, so I haven't had one of these for a long time. Let me get a pan out. My favorite, New York strip. Check it out. Nice thick cut, nice little fat cap, a good amount of marbling in here, fattish flavor. That marbling is gonna be tender and add a nice bit of flavor to our steak. So I'm just gonna get this out into a pan real quick and clean up as I go along. So got this out into my pan and I'm just gonna get to the seasoning. Righto, ready to season. So I'm losing light quickly. I thought this was gonna be a nice afternoon chill, but turned into something else. It's gonna be a twilight event. So we got our steaks out, and I'm just gonna try to keep it simple, stupid. I've got a tablespoon of onion, just like chopped onion, dry onion, like the flakes. A tablespoon of that, about a tablespoon of garlic powder. And I'm just gonna try to equalize that with salt and pepper. This is a very rough, a very coarse grind of black pepper that I did. I wanted the black pepper to really stand out in this, so I did just a couple of pulses on the spice grinder, just so we have a larger, more full-bodied pieces of pepper. So I'm just gonna go in with about the same tablespoon. I try to keep the parts equal, and kosher salt. Yeah, that's about a tablespoon. And mix this up by hand. Get a nice blend on it. I'm just gonna use a little bit of oil. This is canola oil, neutral flavor, and just a good base for cooking. So I'm just gonna rub a little bit of canola oil. This is gonna help the seasoning stick to the meat. And also, it'll give a little bit of protection while the steaks are on the grill from getting that char on the meat. It'll offer a little bit of protection, a little medium in between the flame and the flesh. So we're gonna season these liberally with our seasoning blend. Make sure it's all over and give it a nice rub, give it a pat. Rub! Don't pluck it, just rub it and pat it. No pluck. Okay, We're gonna make sure that the whole surface is covered. Some of this, of course, will fall off in the pan. Some of it will fall off during the transition. Some of it will fall off into the grill. That's why we put the oil up here. But you know, you can use the pan and grab whatever's on the surface of the pan, whatever fell down there. So let's repeat for our second steak. The spring is back. I am in all of my glory right now. You know, I can't stand the winter. I can't stand the cold. I can't stand the darkness. It takes my energy levels down. I'm very unproductive. Kind of like the bears, how they kind of hibernate during the winter. That's kind of me. My energy is so low without the sun. I am truly a child of the summer. Even though I was born in December, it's weird. I was premature, so I wasn't supposed to be born in December. So, probably somewhere later on the line I should have been born. Maybe August. But I'm a true Sag. But anyway, we got our steaks all seasoned. I'm just gonna let these sit and come up to room temperature. They're gonna sit out here for a little while. On the counter, I'll cover it. There's no flies around yet, thank God. This is the early part of the spring. There's no flying vermin. But I do have a dog that might be nosy. So I'm just gonna cover this with some foil. Now let it sit here, come up to room temperature, closer to room temperature than it is now because it came out of the meat case at the butcher. Cold, whatever, 50 something degrees, you know, whatever the meat case is at. So we just wanted to get closer to a room temperature so that it makes it easier for you to cook. It actually gives you a better cook. We're finally outside, getting dark. I'm a little disappointed in myself. Should have managed my time better. But anyway, we're gonna get this charcoal started. So you know I don't use no charcoal lighter fluid, because don't use that no more. The best investment that you can have if you have a barbecue is one of these chimney starters. Look about half a chimney. So all you need is this paper. Two sheets. You wad it up like this in a big ball. And then there's a little compartment underneath here where you stick your paper, right? Once your paper is stuck, your charcoal is in its sleeve. Grab your lighter. I don't know where I put it. Oh, hey, it's getting dark, can't see nothing. You grab your trusty lighter and you light this paper. See the process? The paper lights, it catches fire. It lights up the coals and it transfers the heat and the fire up the chimney through all the coals. Everything is concentrated. You don't have to be stacking coals up. You don't have to be fanning them. And then most especially, you shouldn't be dousing it with this gasoline lighter fluid that's gonna mess up the taste of your food. This is just pure coal, which is made of wood, a little bit of paper, and fire. While my coal is getting started, I might as well get to this salad. I'm gonna try to get through that steak pretty quickly, so everything will come together at the right time. Steak is still over here chilling. I'm just gonna do a little salad. I don't want to do any pasta. I don't want to do any rice or anything today. I just want to have a nice salad with this steak. It's getting warm. I start to cut the carb and try to slim down a little bit. I'm not gonna get into my two-piece, but you understand. You know how it goes. I'm just trying to live out here. So we got our vinaigrette done. Our citrus vinaigrette had that lime, had that tangerine, a little bit of red wine vinegar, a little bit of balsamic vinegar, salt, pepper, sugar, and a little bit of honey, just to add another little layer of sweetness to it. We got some cucumber, and this is just some pre-mixed greens, a spring mix. Has probably a little bit of baby spinach, baby arugula. Is it not open yet? Let's see what's inside. Baby spinach, baby lettuce, green and romaine, oak leaf, red leaf, blah, 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 butter lettuce, chard. It's a whole bunch of stuff in there. Mixed greens, they're beautiful. So we're just gonna grab a nice handful of these and let it join with our cucumber. And we've got some grape tomatoes. I was gonna run out and go get some big beefsteak tomatoes, but I took a look in the fridge and I saw that we have tomatoes. So I said, why waste the gas? Save myself a trip and some money. I already have tomatoes. So what I'll do is just half these tomatoes, put them in here, and then I'm gonna reserve the dressing. I'm not gonna dress it too early. I'll wait until we serve to do the dressing. That way it doesn't oversaturate and make the everything soggy. What I will do is get ready to season our salad with some salt and pepper. But hold on, let me halve these first, quickly. Together, and then I'm just gonna give this a slight toss. The cucumbers are real heavy, so you see they all come up to the top together. So just to distribute stuff a little bit, don't lose any. So pinch of salt, pinch of pepper, toss. Come on, guys, cooperate. And we'll repeat with another pinch of salt and another pinch of pepper. So the salad is ready, our vinaigrette is ready. We're just waiting on fire and steak. Okay, it's been about 10-12 minutes. My coals are all glowing, ready, so as you know, this is hot, ready to go. So all I gotta do now, one of them escaped. So what I do now, just spill my coal. Let me give y'all some of that visual. All right. That hot charcoal, one of them escaped. Let's get them in there and just spread them out to the area where we're gonna cook our steaks, right? I'm a little unprepared. I didn't bring everything I need to bring out with me. All right, so I'm gonna drop this grate. This grate into place. Give it a little white. Good time to clean your grill grates is when your grill grates are very hot. So after you're finished grilling, the best time to clean is right after, before you go inside. Let the grill grates get hot again, and then come out with your grill brush and give them some attention, some love. That'll make them last longer and keep them from corroding and being rusted over. So while it's hot, it says strike while the iron's hot. So while the iron's hot, this is the best time to give it a brush. So I'm gonna let the grill grates right now heat up and we'll have that surface so we got our nice grill marks. So we got air, we got fire, we got grilling. We'll be right back. The wait is over. Been about 5-6 minutes. My grill is nice and hot. Once you know your grill is hot, if you could keep your hand over the grill for 3 seconds and that's it, you know your grill is screaming hot. So we're hot and we're ready to go. So remember these guys? Get ready to get flaming. So these will go straight over the coals. And I'm gonna close the grill about 3/4 of the way. I'm gonna leave this here just to kind of wedge it open because I want to get some heat coming over the top because these steaks are pretty thick. So I want to get some heat coming over the top. So I'm not going to close it all the way because I actually want a lot of oxygen to feed the fire. I want to keep the fire hot, but I want to get some of that heat coming down from the top so I can kind of pre-cook the other side because these steaks are pretty thick and I don't want to wait too long. So anything I can do to kind of speed up the process, yeah, I've been waiting all day for this. So after about 3 minutes or so, this is just for presentation. What you're gonna do is get your steaks and turn them a 1/4 turn from where they're at. So you got a full turn, about a 1/4 turn from where they're at. That's how you create those hatch marks. So move it to another part of the grate that it hasn't been sitting on because it's hot there, and then you give it that little 1/4 turn. And that way you're gonna create the cross mark, right? So that's been about 3 minutes, and these are very thick steaks. So I would normally, if you have a steak that's a little bit thinner than this, I would say, maybe 3 to 4 minutes per side. But since this one is very thick and it's gonna take some time to cook, I'd say after the 3-4 minute mark, I'm gonna create these hash marks. I'm gonna give it another 2 minutes on this side, and then I'm gonna flip, right? So remember, I got this lid part way closed to create some more heat for the top and also to make sure that we keep feeding the fire with oxygen. So we're gonna 2-3 minutes and then we'll be right back. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna check out this flip. Watch this. Oh. Hold on, let me zoom in for y'all for that. Ooh, child. Ooh, look at that. Check out the flip there, boy. Nice char. Nice grill marks. Pow. Oh, that one that looks fresh out. Check it out. Okay, so I didn't get quite the hatch marks that I wanted, but hey, I don't care. I'm going to eat, hatch marks or not. These delicious steaks are going to be great. So, in the meantime, we're flipped. We're going to go for about 3 minutes. Then we're going to do our 1/4 turn. Maybe we'll get hatch marks on the other side. Who knows? Do our 1/4 turn after 3 minutes. And then we're going to get the sides. We're going to check the temperature with our thermometer. And then we're going to see what's going on. Okay. Been about another 3 minutes. We did our cross turn. After the 3 minutes, I gave it another 3 minutes after the cross turn, and now we're gonna take care of the sides. So these are thick enough; they may stand on their own in a balancing act. But if your steaks are not thick enough, you can take your tongs. Get these kind of tongs. These are the best ones. I find that if you have those barbecue tongs, that is just one continuous loop, and you have to hold it, and there's no hinge, throw it in the garbage and go get yourself one of these. The longest one you can find has a hinge and also has a locking pulley or whatever you want to call this. So what I do is if I can't make it stand up, I'll grip it with my tongs and then I'll pull it and lock it. So this is locked right now. And that helps it stand up. This fire is very aggressive, so I'm gonna try to find some place that's not so flamey, because I don't want to have char on the outside. So I'm gonna put it off to the side a little bit, where it's getting the heat that it needs, but it's not gonna get all burnt. I don't want a burnt steak. I want a charred steak. I want to have a nice char, but I don't want burn. So I'm putting it off to the side because this flame, as you see, it looks pretty aggressive right now. So I'm gonna give that maybe 2 minutes on that side, and then I'll flip it again because you want the fat to render down. You can still eat it, but I want it to render down, melt off a little bit, so that it's not so much fat while you're enjoying your steak. Fat is flavor. Fat is flavor, but there gets to be a point where it's literally too much. And if you're not gonna cut it off before you eat, then you want to try to render it down as much as possible, right? So I'm gonna give this about 2 minutes on that side. Then I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna check the temperature with my thermometer after this, and we'll see what's going on. All right, we got our sides all rendered down. Fat from the sides is rendered down nicely. Our temperature's coming up where it needs to be. And what I need to do right now is check the temperature, because the most important part of this is actually having the meat reach the right desired temperature that you want. I'm looking for a nice medium rare, so we're looking for somewhere about 135 degrees right now. So I'm going to use my meat thermometer. And while I have these sitting up on the side, I get access to the exact middle. So what I'll do is just give it a poke and try to get it down to the middle of the steak. And I'm looking at 136 degrees. And that tells me that this is done. I'll poke the other one just to see. One is usually indicative of the other. Well, I changed it to Celsius. That bugged me out. So yeah, we're at 136 degrees, 137 on this one. It was a little bit thinner, but these are ready to come off. Now, what I'm gonna do after this, I'll take them off, put them in our pan. Release the tongs. Let me give you a little money shot. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. How good does that look right now? First cook for the spring. Zoom in on that a little bit. Let people see what's going on here. That's that New York strip. Delish. And we got that going on with our salad. We're about to eat, folks. Okie dokie. Hot off the press. We're straight in from outside, from off of the grill. Our steaks are done and up to a nice temperature. First thing I'm gonna do right now is just temp this with a little bit of foil to rest the steaks. Now, you don't cover it tightly because you don't want it to steam. You don't want to lose your nice char, your texture. But some people are denters and resters, and other people say you just eat it straight away like that. I've done both, and I prefer to rest my steaks. When you rest the steak, the juices, the liquids in the steak from being under the heat and the pressure of the heat, they're tense and they tend to draw away from the heat. So when you rest it for I like to do about 5 minutes because my patience runs thin. 5 minutes is good and it won't cool the steak down too much. When you rest it for about 5 minutes, the meat is removed from the heat. It tends to relax a little bit, redistribute those juices throughout, and it gives you a nice juicy steak as opposed to you cutting into it. All the juices for me, all the juices tend to run out, and it's delicious same way, but I think it's a little bit better when you rest it. You have a little bit of patience and rest it. Try it out for yourself. rest versus non-rest, and see how you like it. I'll do a rest for 5 minutes, and then we are ready to eat. Okay, my patience has run out. It's been about 5 minutes, and pop the top off of this. It's rested very nicely. You see some of the juices start to be pooled on the bottom here. So, time to give it a slice. Let's look for the grain in the meat. Always look for the grain. And what you want to do is try to cut across the grain so that you have a better chew at it. Oh boy, take a look at that. This is just the edge. I'm excited for the middle. So we're gonna serve this with our steak, with our salad. So we're just gonna make some nice slices. And looking like a perfect medium rare. Not too much of that gray banding going into the center. This is exactly what I wanted for my spring debut. Great cook, a great cook. So here goes. Cheers. Cheers to spring. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Excuse me while my eyes roll to the back of my head in ecstasy. Thanks for watching the Cooklyn channel.